So hello and welcome to the second lecture of this series in which we are going to talk about objects. So let me just declare a variable, say x is equal to 3. Alright. Now x is a type of integer. Alright. Now whenever we create a variable of a certain type, we are basically creating an object of that class. Now that means, now if I would say print type of x, so type is a built-in keyword in Python, and I will simply run this program. You can see the output is class int. Alright, and that means x is equal to the instance of the int class which is having a value of 3, or we can say that 3 is an instance of the int class. Okay, so 3 is an instance of the int class. Alright, now similarly if I would say a equals hello and f equals 3.2. alright, 3.2. so a equals, so if I would say that print type of a, and similarly I would say print type of f. After I will running this program, you can see the output for the line 4, or you can say this statement is class str, and secondly this is class float. So a is the instance of the int class and f is the instance of the float class, okay, which is having a value of 3.2. This is how we create objects, or you can we can also say that we can how we create instance of a class. Alright, so 3 is an instance of the int class and 3.2 is an instance of the float class. Alright, now let us talk something about methods and functions. Alright, so methods are something that you call upon an object. Alright, so here we can see that a is an object, so a is a string which is having a value hello, and if I will be calling a method, say print a dot upper, alright, and I will run this program, you can see all of the characters inside this code are converted to uppercase. Okay, now by using this method we can convert a string, like we can convert all the characters inside the string to uppercase. Now this dot upper is known as a method, not a function. So it is not a function. So never confuse between methods and function. So dot upper is a method which I called upon an object a. So a is an object upon which I called a method dot upper. Alright, so instead of saying a dot upper, I will be saying that x dot upper, and I will be running this program. You can see it's saying me that attribute error, int object has no attribute upper. Now what does that mean? That means upper is a method that can be only applied to the str class. Alright, so if I would say a dot upper, you can if I would run this program, you can see again the same output hello, and all the characters are in uppercase. Alright, so this is how we can work with methods. So methods are something that is called upon an object, and we can access the methods of an object by using an operator. Now this is the dot operator. So using this dot operator we can access all the methods of an object. Now let us talk about functions. Now function is defined using the define keyword, or you can say the def keyword. So define a function, say square, alright, and I will be passing an object into the function, if I would say n, okay, which will be returning me, so return n to the power 2. So what is a function in Python? Now a function is basically what takes an object. So you can say that we defined a function using the define keyword, and the function name is square. So the function square is taking an object n, which will be carrying an exponential operation, that is n to the power 2, and will be returning to my console, or you can say returning to my terminal. Alright, and if I would say that print square, and I'll be passing the parameter, so the parameter is an object. Alright, so everything is Python is an object. Okay, so if I would say that square 4 and I will run this program, you can see the answer is 16. All right, so 4 into 4 is 16, or you can say 4 raised to the power 2 is 16. Now this is how a function works in Python. So the difference between methods and function are, so method is what you call upon an object, and a function is what takes an object and carry a operation on it. Alright, so here you can see that the function square is taking an object n and carrying an exponential operation on it. Alright, and returning the value to my console over here, that is 16, if I would call this function over here. So sometimes methods also can take objects. So let me show you an example over here. If I would say print, now let me just declare a variable, say course equals Python for beginners. All right, okay, and I would say that print course dot replace P with J. All right, and if I would run this program, you can see instead of saying Python for beginners, it's saying that Python for beginners. All right, so basically I'm using this method. All right, so dot replace is the method of the object course, which is a string, and I'm passing two objects in here, that is P and J. Now these two characters are also object. As I've said, everything in Python is an object, whether it is an integer, a string, or a float. You name it and probably it's an object. All right, so sometimes a method can also take object. Okay, now this was a kind of introduction about objects. All right, and this video was a kind of introduction about objects. So thank you for watching. See you in the next video.